as we celebrate these partnerships and the recovery of the snail darter, we want to honor the man who discovered the species and his conservation legacy, Dr. David Etnier. So if you all just bear with me, I'm going to read just a few of his many accomplishments. We don't have enough time to read them all, but I'll go through a few of the most notable ones. And as a young boy in Minnesota, Dr. Etnier found his love for the outdoors, even starting his own bird list at the age of 8, complete with observations and field notes. In 1965, after receiving his BS and his PhD from the University of Minnesota, he came to the University of Tennessee, where he began his teaching career. As a professor, more than 65 graduate students and hundreds of undergraduate students have benefited from his tutelage, all of whom agree that he was one of the best instructors that they have ever had. Over his career, he has authored and co-authored over 65 publications. He has also formally described and named 22 new animal species, including the snail darter, and has had 9 animals named in his honor by colleagues. Dr. Etnier and his class were snorkeling in the Little Tennessee River when they discovered the snail darter. This discovery would be the catalyst for the first Endangered Species Act Supreme Court case, an act of Congress and decades of conservation partnerships aimed at recovering this tiny fish. Not only did Dr. Etnier discover the first population of snail darter, but in 1980 he discovered the second native population while snorkeling in South Chickamauga Creek in downtown Chattanooga. Dr. Etnier's 30-year career in aquatic biology is marked with many accomplishments and accolades. And in recognition of his outstanding career-long achievements in the field of aquatic biology, his contributions to the conservation of southeastern aquatic biodiversity, and his legacy through the contributions of his students and other conservationists he has inspired, this Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to Dr. David Etnier.
Wonderful. Watertown, Minnesota, 900 people. And I started there as a 3-year-old and waited a couple of years to become a 5-year-old. And since then, it was a pretty easy thing for me to do to go to the high school of Watertown eventually. And then I had a choice, go to the Army or choose another branch of the armed services, or to go to school. And I easily chose the second choice. And I went to the University of Minnesota. And I became an engineer, but that didn't last very long. I was really interested in fishes. I like to catch them, I like to eat them. I tried to find them that weren't found yet. And I decided to go to Tennessee. And it just looked like a wonderful place. And it still is. I got a job with the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology, and I was the first person to carry on the fish identification department. And Joe Howell was one of the leaders of that department, and when Joe retired, there was a little 5'7" man coming down from Minnesota, and he replaced him. And Joe stayed around for many years, and I got to know a whole bunch of people there, and I was having a wet nose. One of the things sponsoring this is that I have somewhat of a, what's the name of my disease?
Dementia.
Dementia. Right on. And what's the name of my disease?
It's dementia. You forgot.
Well, okay.
So,
And I'm still living with it. Not much longer, probably. I think that I turned, or what is today?
October.
About this,
October 4th, you're 83 years old.
okay.
So let's wrap it up, okay?
Well, I will soon.
We love you, Ed.
We love you too, Peggy.
We love you, Ed.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll try to not talk so long. We bought houses in Knoxville, and we got, between Liz and I, we got Shelley, my youngest, Jenny, my oldest, and Michael, my malest. And they all have PhDs. Shelley went to, what's the name of that town in South Carolina?
I'm in Indianapolis at Butler.
You're
Yeah.
in Indianapolis now, okay. And Jenny is closest to us.
Yeah. North
And
Carolina at Greensboro.
She's in North Carolina, Greensboro. And Michael got pretty tired with this bunch and went to a
Seattle.
state in
Washington.
Washington. And now he's still playing in Washington and having a good time, and comes home fairly often, and came home last night.
For this.
About midnight. And I had already gone to bed. But I did get up when, not immediately when they came home, but they got to bed about 12:30 or so. And got up. Okay. I can do that. Thank you, Liz.
Perfect.
All of them are PhDs, and all of them are working with fish and mammals and trees and
Dementia.
dementia. And they will get it soon. I enjoyed the students, still do. I quit last fall, but I still work. In fact, I discovered a new population of snow darters. And they were in, what helped me with my dementia?
What's that creek in Chattanooga? Little.
Chickamauga. Chickamauga.
Okay, I was up there looking for different populations of snail darters, if they might be there, and they are there. And they're still there. And I hope they're still going to be there. And TWRA is very, very impressed with that population. And gosh, they're very much like mine.
Why don't you back it up and just.
Okay. And this is from the Fish and Wildlife Service for this award in recognition of my contribution to science. I want to also thank all of my former students, colleagues, friends, and family for slogging through bogs, swamps, creeks, and rivers for decades in support of our search to understand and protect aquatic ecosystems. I can't remember most of what I've done. Oh, that's dementia. But I do know that it was important and valuable work. So I again thank all of you for your past and continued support.